Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. It's great to have you with us because today we are featuring our My Chamber TV. We are with the Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce. We're interviewing many business owners that are right here in the community. We actually happen to be with Eileen Crowley at Candlewood Suites Safety Harbor, brand new, just opened up in June.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
It's so great to interview you. We have Kay Butler, your general manager. What a cozy little place here.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Let's talk all about it.
Okay. So we are 72 rooms
Okay.
new. We opened in June of 2020. We started off tremendously and have remained that way. So our hotel is designed for the extended stay guest, the traveler that's coming to the area for 7 or more nights. So each of our rooms have a full kitchen with a full-size refrigerator, a 2-burner stove, microwave, dishwasher, and all the appliances, pots and pans, and everything that you could need to make your stay comfortable. So we have a lot of medical people that stay with us, construction crews that stay with us, corporate travelers that stay with us, and then just mom and dad that want to come down for a vacation stay with us.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So right from the get-go, you opened your doors and you were flooded.
Flooded. And we did not expect it. We didn't plan our budget that way because, as you know, it was in the middle of the COVID and things that were going on. So none of that was planned. And before we knew it, we were running between a 60 and 70% occupancy in June when we opened, and that ran and increased all the way till the end of the year. And then, of course, January up till now, we're running 100%.
That I love to hear this.
Yeah, so do we.
Do. And you're in such a perfect location,
We are.
Safety Harbor.
Yep.
You're close to the parks, the beaches. You can get anywhere on the freeway, straight shot to the airport and
Yep.
all.
And we spend a lot of time promoting downtown Safety Harbor to our guests too, because if you just walk out here, you're not really getting the whole experience of being in the area.
Right.
So we promote our businesses and the waterfront down there, because really, if you don't know, and if you come here and you haven't gone down there, you missed something, didn't you?
Miss a lot.
Because it's just a great place. So the guests are thrilled once they go down there, and it's very family friendly, as we all know.
Sure.
So these people are traveling, they have their families, and it's a safe, wonderful environment for them to bring the crew. So
And we are pet friendly as well also.
Oh,
so
good.
we get to interact with the little pets as well too.
Oh,
so.
that's always
her
good.
favorite
That's my
part.
part.
Yeah, my favorite part too. Pets?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we do. We had our first pet that came. What was his name?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie was
was our first pet guest, and he stayed with us for about 35 nights. And he
Really?
he got to the point where he was walking in our office to say hello in the morning and looking for a treat. And he sort of ran the show and helped us open.
Of course.
So we love Charlie.
Well, that's nice. How long have you been in this business?
I have been in here. I'm going on 32 years. I
So-
think Kay's not far behind me.
28 years.
Really?
Yes.
Very nice.
Collectively, we're old.
Oh,
In the-
I wouldn't say that.
No.
Well, it looks like you enjoy what you do.
We do.
You have to
We
be
do.
people persons, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good
yeah.
for you. Now, I know I'm going to have to ask this. How is the protocol for safety as far as the cleanliness and all of that? Everybody offers that information, and with the COVID, and then people obviously feel safe to come here if you have such a full occupancy.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you? What's your protocol?
So our brand is IHG, which is Intercontinental Hotel Group.
Okay.
And they manage hotels, own and manage hotels all across the world. And so they place an IHG way of clean, and we have to follow that protocol for the cleanliness of our rooms and our common areas in the hotel. Overall. So they also do evaluations on us regularly to make sure that we're keeping up with the standards for the hotel. So everything is spick and span, as you can see.
That's so good.
Yeah, and we used some new chemicals that are out since the COVID, so that we can be certain that we're germ free, and those high areas where people are touching are noticed all the time and cleaned all the time. So our crew does that throughout the day. Every hour or so, they're wiping down the door handles, the elevator, the places where people come in and out and
Sure.
to touching all day
The
long.
common sense
yeah,
areas.
the common sense areas, exactly.
Yeah, very
Trying
good.
to
Yeah.
put out enough hand sanitizer around the hotel as well to make sure that anyone that comes in they can feel free to use as well.
Feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It seems like it's almost second nature wherever you go. You see
Yes.
a hand
Absolutely.
sanitizer, you grab it, squirt,
Yes.
and you feel,
Yeah, yeah. And we do require masks in the hotel in the
Okay.
common areas. So when the guests are coming in and out, they are required to wear a mask. Of course, in your room, it's your room. But
Sure.
So and everyone adheres to it. You know, we don't have much gruff about that. You know, because some people come from other states that don't require it. So it's just getting used to
Getting-
it.
yeah.
And if they happen to not have a mask, we do have one at the front desk that we can give to them. So
But
there
of
you
course.
go. So
Of
we make it
course.
convenient to follow the protocol for Pinellas County.
Well, so my next question is, okay, so you're doing so well here. You're able to, how soon or how far out in advance can we call you and say, hey, I'm coming to Florida, can we book? How far
As soon
out?
as you know.
Yeah, it's we have what we've learned quickly here is we're a very last minute booking hotel, so our front desk can verify that people will walk in the day of for that night. So what we do know is this longer you book, you know, if you're coming in August, call us now so that we can secure your room, because if you wait too soon, it's going to be sold out. So
Okay.
we do tell that to our clients and to people that are coming in. As soon as you can, book it.
Okay.
This is a desired area, you know.
know.
Pinellas County is a desired area.
Yes, it
so then
is.
you get this little, you know, niche up here, and this is really desired.
Yes.
More so than we realized that it was going to be so quick. So
But it's nice to be in
keeping
that
us on our
desirable-
toes.
Oh my goodness, it's so good to be in that desirable area.
Yeah,
I
oh,
live
yeah.
right up the street, and I'll tell you, we've been living in Pinellas County for 23 years, and for the many reasons why you are here.
Yeah.
Is because it is, and people want to come
Yep.
in, and they're so over this last year. They want to get out. They want the beaches.
They do.
They
Yes,
want
they
the
do.
beaches. They need to get out in that fresh air and,
Yep.
and just enjoy themselves.
And we're only 7 miles from Clearwater Beach, but we also have
Good.
Honeymoon Island, and then
Yes.
of course down at Dunedin you can watch the sunset, and at the in Safety Harbor you can watch the sunrise. So it's really the best of everything. I think we're centrally located to a lot of really great things in Pinellas County, so we're fortunate for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So how long have you been in the business again? It's about
28
the same,
years.
Yep.
same amount of
The same.
time?
Yep.
Yes, and also we want to let people know that we are in the area where they can ride the bicycles
Mm-hmm.
safely. We have the Felipe Park down the street. That's-
Oh, yes. I love
you love
that.
Felipe
oh,
Park?
I love that
I know.
place. That is amazing.
We're buying bicycles so that our guests can rent the bicycles from us, so they can get out and do some exploring via bicycle, because it's so bicycle friendly here.
That's so fun.
So,
and,
yeah.
and I have to give a pitch on Safety Harbor, the town of Safety Harbor. Oh my word.
Yes.
So many different restaurants, so many shops. You can spend several days there and still not see everything. So I'm hoping that you will definitely give it a shot coming on down here to the Safety Harbor area. And I'm glad that you mentioned what you did.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the best kept secret.
It really
Until
truly
you
is.
start poking around
Yep.
here.
And honestly, most of our guests do not know about Downtown Safety Harbor. We make it a point to tell them about it, because we don't want them to think this is it, you're just in a shopping plaza, because it's not. You know, there's so much just within 2 miles of us that, and I want people to go back with, wow, that was amazing experience there, you know?
Yeah, because when you're going to go to vacation land, you don't want to be driving miles and
Right.
miles.
Yeah.
Time is our most valuable commodity.
It is.
And I think now people really do want to have that time for R&R, the beaches, and just chill. Just really let your hair down, be in
Yeah.
the moment and all that. Now, did you join the chamber like right away?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah. So we were working before we opened, obviously. So
Yes.
we had an office in this plaza, and we were preparing to open the hotel. So the first thing I wanted to do was join the chamber, and I'm fortunate enough to sit on the board with the chamber as well. So
Cool.
I get to know everything about the businesses and what's going on. So I love that. So we're very, very strong chamber supporters. So.
You know, that's a good move for you, especially
Mm-hmm.
to know what is who and where.
Yep.
If somebody's looking for something special, you're going to be able to pick that right out of your
Yeah,
memory bank.
most definitely. So so we did. We joined right away, and as I said, we were working prior to opening. So, we had a lot of our accounts already in place and our customers already in place before we even opened the doors, and then it just boom.
Bloom.
I am so excited to hear that. So, where is everybody coming from? All over?
All over.
All over.
Yep, all over. Now, we do find that we have quite a bit of Florida residents that come. So my thought on that is, as we were saying, and you were saying, is people are ready. So they can drive. You can drive 2 hours from Orlando. So people want to get closer to the water. So we have Orlando, we have Daytona. They're coming across for different reasons.
Sure.
Palm Beach County, we see coming to the area. And then a lot of our people are traveling on business for projects and things like that. We still have construction going on. We have building going on. So crews are here. And then medical. So we have a good amount of medical business as well.
Oh, and speaking of my goodness, medical, you're like, there's a hospital just about
All the way around.
all the way around you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we partner with a couple of the different hospital organizations in the area, and it's perfect for the traveling nurse, the traveling doctor, this type of setup that we have, because as I mentioned, it is extended stay design.
Extended stay. There's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, for
well,
sure.
I could sit and talk to you about this all day.
I
And
know.
I find it interesting that people, even in Florida, are wanting to get out of the home that they've been kind of like hunkered down.
It's a true story.
And,
Yeah.
You know, I
Yep.
bet they're coming just maybe within 5-10 minutes away just to have a completely different environment.
Have somebody else make their bed.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you so much.
I'm so glad that you came. We
Yes,
appreciate it. And keep us
yes.
in mind for any of your personal needs.
You
for-
bet. You
yeah,
got that
so-
for sure. So stay with us. We'll be right back with more on My Chamber TV. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. We're actually here at the Candlewood Suites in Safety Harbor interviewing our business owner as guests. And we have the Goodwill Industries, which I don't think I've interviewed anybody with Goodwill. And we happen to have my gal Jennifer Fleming with us. And I'm thinking, what are you doing with these posters? And there's some really good things happening. So tell me about you and Goodwill.
Okay.
How long have you been with them?
I have been with Goodwill Suncoast for 10 years now, which is hard to believe. And about 5 years ago, we started thinking about ideas for an annual fundraiser.
Uh-huh.
And we had always had this kind of peace, love, and goodwill thought in our head. And we transferred that to our Hippie Dash for peace, love, and goodwill.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So that's been going on for 5 years.
This will be our 5th year, May 15th,
Okay.
in Safety Harbor.
Okay, and you're back up and running.
We're back.
so to
We hope.
speak.
Yeah. So far, all systems go. So.
Oh, that's great. So tell us about it. How's that working?
Well, it's almost, Hippie Dash is almost an event. It's not really a 10K and a 5K, just being that. We have vintage VWs on site the day of the race. So people, it's like a whole festival almost. So when you're done with the race, you get your free food, you get some free beer, water, of course. And then you can just browse all the vintage VWs that are on site. The last Hippie Dash we did was 2019. I think we had about 25 Volkswagens.
Nice.
Vans, just the whole cool vintage gamut of Volkswagens. It's
now
really
that
cool.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So it's not just a run, it's all kinds of other things too.
So what made you get into the Goodwill?
I'm a marketing manager there and I love the mission. It's easy to market something when you believe in the mission and the good work that they do. So that's what kind of attracted me to it. And I've been there for 10 years now, so.
The Goodwill has been around since when?
Oh gosh, we were founded in 1954 in St. Pete.
Right here in St.
Yep.
Pete, huh?
This
about
our division, Goodwill Suncoast. Yeah,
Okay,
and now we
okay.
cover 10 counties across the Tampa Bay area and beyond.
I use the Goodwill all the time.
Good.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
great. So what other things are going on with Goodwill?
Well, we, like everybody with COVID, we were kind of
Sure.
backtracked on a lot of things,
Sure.
but we're back up and running. We managed to take we have what we call our job connection centers that are inside our stores, where people can go for free help finding a job, interviewing skills, resume skills.
Oh,
Those
very
had to shut
nice.
down
That's true.
when the stores shut down. So
That's
we
true.
managed to pivot and create an online portal, kind of offering the same services online for people. So that was a big switch for us.
Sure.
But now that it's created, we can reach more people that can't make it to the store to go to the Job Connection
That's a
Center.
good
So it was,
point.
in a way, it was a good thing.
I know. Yeah, there's always good things that come out of everything. And every business owner we've interviewed has really spoken to that point. You find a way.
Right.
When you're passionate about what you're doing, you find a way. That's awesome. So you have been a member of the chamber.
Yes.
For how long?
I think 2 years now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how do you engage with the chamber? How has it helped you?
Well, this is one way. We're going to be a sponsor at the Brews and Bites on Monday. I think we're just now starting to take advantage of the benefits because last year we had nothing to promote as far as Hippie Dash. And then this year I think we're taking advantage of it more. We're in their newsletter, all kinds of, wherever we can, we're using
That's so
the
great.
benefits for
Tell-
sure.
If you can share with our viewers the services and how to get involved, I'm sure that you're always looking for volunteers.
Sure, yeah, you can go on our website. It's goodwillsuncoast.org. There's a volunteer tab. We have a really great volunteer program for high school students because, high schoolers need those bright futures, community service hours. So we've also gone to virtual on that for the time being. But a high school student can get up to like 25 service hours a week in our virtual, we call it Junior Ambassadors of Goodwill program, JAG for short.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
And what is required for them? Do you know?
Well, you have to sign up, you have to have an opening, obviously, and then they're doing things like we have 5 affordable housing communities for people with disabilities or over 62 years old. They're writing cards to the residents of those facilities, just motivational, inspirational type cards.
Oh, really?
They're learning about all that Goodwill does. They're doing book drive drop-offs because we have a preschool literacy program called Bookworks, and we're always looking for new children's books because we clean them and then give them to kids. So they're doing their own book collections and bringing them to Goodwill. So they're getting introduced to what we do that way.
So how long has that interaction been going on with kids? My kids graduated
Gosh, I
millions of years
think
ago.
that it's probably on its third or
Really?
fourth year.
I think that's fabulous.
It's great, yeah.
For them to pick up and learn that while they're in school, that's how we can change the
Yeah.
world.
Yep.
If we're all singing the same
Yeah.
tune, if we're all on the same page as far as giving back and helping out there.
And the kids love it.
Oh, I bet.
They really do love it.
So do they alternate or do they rotate different programs, or is it the same program every year?
Now that it's virtual, honestly, I'm not sure exactly how it's structured because I'm not in that department. But last year it was, you could choose your weeks and then you rotate during that week, you rotate through all the programs. So you learn a little bit about Goodwill each day.
And that kind of changes the whole homeschooling, if you will, and gives them a break to do something
True.
different and gets them in that give back mindset.
Right.
And probably a lot of gratitude as well.
Sure.
That's so exciting. So what about the adults on how they can get involved? What are they
Well,
doing?
let's see. Again, a lot of our volunteer things are sort of, we're trying to figure out how to get back to it right now. Let's see. We do have our annual book drive for our Bookworks preschool literacy program. We have
Okay.
volunteers for that where they read to Head Start students, little preschoolers, and then give them a book of their own when they leave. But again, that's also gone virtual for now. So,
Sure.
but we always do
How's
need
that-
volunteers.
You
We
get
also,
good participation?
oh yeah, we get yeah.
Oh,
it's a very
fabulous.
popular program.
Oh, that's very good.
We also do, and we need volunteers for this too, elementary school book drop-offs. So when we, Goodwill takes in donations of books. we sort them into what's age appropriate for an elementary school and take them to lower performing schools in the different counties.
Oh.
So it supplements the school's library, the elementary school library.
That is really great.
And that's volunteer driven.
How would you know that unless you were watching my chamber TV? Really, this is so good. So 5 years you've been doing this, and hopefully things will. I think it's going to open up more.
I think so.
What was the situation on deliveries, pickups and deliveries? Has that been on hold?
We had to put those of donations,
Yeah.
larger. Yeah, we had to put those on hold.
Yeah.
And I believe they still are on hold. Obviously, our stores are open for donations. Our stores are open reduced hours now, but they've reopened. So
you can go
yeah.
shopping there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's
and
really
take
a good
donations
point.
to our stores.
Yeah, you can get some really good deals there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we only have a couple of minutes remaining.
Okay.
What else can we share?
Oh gosh, so much about Hippie Dash.
Oh, I'm just going to turn the last couple of minutes over to
Okay,
you.
so there's some super fun things. I mentioned the VWs, which is like going to a car show, basically,
Yeah.
of vintage VWs. We have a costume contest with prizes. So the best dressed hippie adult, male and female, each get a prize. We have what we call a flower child fun run for little kids, and the best dressed kid gets a prize. And we have a 1 mile walk where it's very dog friendly. Dogs are welcome. We encourage you to bring your dog and dress your dog up, and the best dressed dog gets a prize.
Fun.
Again, we have free food afterwards, and it's all at the Veterans Park,
I was just gonna
downtown,
ask.
right in downtown Safety Harbor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a perfect venue with a pavilion, and
And when is that going to be?
May 15th.
May 15th.
Yes.
So it should still be really
Yes.
nice weather.
Also, we have great runners are all about the bling. So this is from 2019. We have great
look how cute.
medals that we give out. We give out award medals. Also, lots of great colors.
Oh,
and-
how fun. This is so appropriate.
yeah, it's great. And
Yeah.
then kids and 1 mile walkers get their own medal too. So
Those are fun.
yeah,
Those
they're
are really
great.
fun medals.
They're great. And this year will be a lot like this was 2020 that didn't happen.
Oh,
But our new medals are going to be a lot like this. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Those are substantial.
this is one of our award medals.
Wow,
So they
that's
are a little bit bigger. The
Yeah.
participant medal is more like this size.
Fastest male hippie, vintage hippie.
Yeah, that was over 50 is a vintage
Oh
hippie.
my goodness. I hope you get on Channel 10 or something to promote it even more.
Yeah, we usually get good coverage. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
so-
Well, we're giving you coverage here
Yes,
on My
you are.
Chamber
Thank
TV.
you.
This is what we do here on My Chamber TV. So you want to check this out and possibly attend. Again, what is the day?
May 15th, downtown Safety Harbor.
And what day is that?
That's a Saturday.
Okay. Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. And you could just Google Hippie Dash Safety Harbor and it'll come up.
Awesome.
The registration will come
That
up.
sounds like so much fun.
It is.
Be there. I just may show up too. You just never know. But I love the whole concept here. Who knew that you were involved in something like this other
Right.
than on My Chamber TV? So check it out. We're going to be back after this, so don't go anywhere. I think it's going to be a fun show, the rest of it, and we'll see you in just about a minute. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're featuring the Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce and some of the business owners that have come in to get an interview to share what they do in the community. We're the best kept secret, actually, in the area to bring businesses right to you. With me right now happens to be Mr. Kamran Malik, and you're known as Mr. Kamraman as on your shirt.
Yes, ma'am.
So welcome to the show. I can't wait to hear how you got started. Did I hear you say that you started when you were 8 years old?
Yes, so I started pretty young, but at 8 years old, my dad bought me an actual film camera with lenses and such. So I started experimenting with it and learning on my own. I've never really taken any training classes or whatever, so I just sort of have a feel for what I want to do and sort of learn what that is and get to it. So I've been doing photography, film photography, pretty much my whole life, and now basically I do a lot of portraits and I would say digital now, no more film photography. So.
Very nice. Look at here are some of the samples of what you're doing. Really beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at that. So were you when you were younger, did you show an interest in picture taking with the kids' Fisher-Price cameras or what?
So my dad, he was a physician. He also was a photographer.
Oh,
so I sort of
okay.
learned from him a little bit. And then
Okay.
I've been doing, like I said, he was really into it, so I got into it, and I've been doing it for, like I said, for a long time, probably more upward of 40 years now. Mainly film before, because that was the medium we had before. Digital film, you have to be very accurate, very technical in the camera, because you really can't guess because there's no Photoshop. You just have to learn to be good at your
what
craft,
you do.
At your craft.
You're absolutely right.
So a lot of the times now I use the same techniques, because if you have a high pressure shoot, for example, I photographed some musicians as big as Paul McCartney. You have very 5 minutes or less to photograph the musician, and the photos go to press immediately. So you better know your craft well enough and have confidence in yourself to be able to do it. And that's the training comes from doing a film photographer, because you sort of know when you go to location, you meter the light, adjust the light in your camera, you're ready to go. Within a few minutes, you're done with the project. So that's usually what happens with the high stress musician photography.
I would guess that would be high stress.
It's fast.
Do you feel that for yourself? Do you feel that that's something that comes natural and in time?
Well, so my background, I went to college at University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm an actuary. I was an actuary for 25 years or so. I've been an actuary. So problem solving is sort of what I've done my whole life, and a lot of photography is, and then some of the folks behind the set will agree with me that it's sort of a balancing different components. So it's like almost like math. And so for me, that's I love photography. I love visual arts. So it was sort of pretty natural for me to transition into when it comes to doing photography.
So these are some of the skill sets that I would definitely recommend for somebody that is looking for a photographer. You want to have somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to lighting and balance. That I've never heard that before, but you're so right. I've lived this for 20 some years in the TV industry and in still shots and all. So you can tell the difference between the good and the not so good.
Well, it's just like any profession. I mean, you should be able to connect with the client that you're working with and make them feel comfortable, just like you are. I've never done TV. I've done a couple of this before, but you obviously have what it takes to make me feel comfortable and not be stressed about this. So same thing goes here, is that client on the set has to be comfortable and willing to work with you, and so that's what my job is, to make sure either the client's a 5-year-old child or a 50-year-old client. It doesn't really matter. It's just that you need to adapt to their environment and make them feel comfortable.
Sure, that's interesting. So what are some of your favorites, or is it all? Is it everything?
So my one of the things we do is we do athletic portraits quite a bit. We also do senior portraits quite a bit, and we do a lot of commercial work for businesses. For example, lawyers, doctors, their offices, and it's just whatever the client needs. I don't really chase weddings and things like that. We don't do any of that stuff. It's just our main work is portraiture and also interior commercial.
Sounds like it's keeping you busy. How's the
Very busy.
How's the pandemic affected
We
you?
were pretty slow. We did some stuff for people who were stuck in their homes, some front door shoots and such like that, and back in March and April. We were pretty slow for a few months, but right now we're pretty busy. All 7 days a week, we're pretty busy. So.
I tell you, I'm hearing more and more of that all the time. That's a good move when people are stuck in their homes to do some photography.
We just went on pro bono and went around.
Had some fun with it.
Yeah, we had fun with this. So
Yeah.
I think NBC and Telemundo picked us up and nationally and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool.
Very nice. Very nice. So do you have children?
No, we don't have
No
kids.
kids?
So we get to live vicariously from other people's kids. So we spoil other people's kids for free, and then they go home. So it's
And then they go home,
yes,
right?
ma'am, yes,
You don't need to hear all that other
no, drama,
behind the
drama.
scenes, the
And most
backstory.
of the kids we photograph will agree to that. That's true. that we get to have fun with kids and give them some great images and good memories, and then we just sort of go, and then parents get to.
Aren't kids amazing?
They're
ready for that camera.
So that's if you want to say passion, I love photographing kids, because then when parents sees their child through my lens, and it's just very good.
Very
emotional.
gratifying,
Yeah, very
isn't
good.
it?
Yeah, very
I
good.
can tell you have this passion for it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's so great. Now this piece right behind you here.
Yeah, these are our
can
friends,
see.
Karn's family. They live at the beach here, North Beach, Clearwater. We photographed their 4 beautiful children, all
Wow.
grown. And we did that last Christmas, a year before that.
Very
at the beach, at
nice.
Sunset, so.
Very, very nice. It's very natural. I love that. They're not staged or posed.
Yeah, just basically interacting, like I said, with the subject, and then making them feel comfortable, and then getting the shots and stuff like that.
So if we want to come to you and have like a family portrait, or even if it's a solo shot or whatever, what would you recommend to your clients as far as helping them feel comfortable and not staging themselves?
So what I would do, so every time we have a client who reserve a session with us, we tend to do a consultation beforehand to determine, what their needs are, and then we decide a location, both of us, client and ourselves, and then we, from that point on, we know what client wants. So we have an idea, and since we've done this so many times that we roughly know how things are going to go.
You get a feel for your
Yes,
client.
once you talk to the client, you know what they're looking for and such. And it's always listening on the shoot as well, what they're comfortable with, what they want to do. And then a lot of times shoots, they just take their own story. As you can script as much as you want beforehand, once you get to a shoot, basically it sort of takes its own narrative.
Yeah, it takes over.
Yes, ma'am.
The environment.
But you also want to be focused to make sure that you get the key points done. You want to make sure that the clients have what they need for memories on the wall for the rest of their lives, basically.
Sure.
And a lot of our things, when we photograph, these folks are going to have this for the rest of their lives on the wall.
Yeah.
And what else I get to do as an actuary that would be on their wall for the rest of their lives?
Isn't that amazing, though? I just love photography because it's a way of capturing that moment in time,
Yeah.
which is gone unless you capture it in
Yeah.
photography.
Yeah.
And then you always have that. That's so
Yeah,
great.
just a lot of folks today is that kind of world we live in. This all Instagram, all quick gratification, but you don't realize that time is passing by, and 5 years from now things are going to be different. Family composition is going to be different. People have kids that moved out of the house. Unfortunately, some may have gone, passed away and stuff like that. So
Sure.
you want to make sure that if you want to capture those memories now, so you have them. I mean, I cherish my photos of my dad and myself forever. He's been gone for 6 years now.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Wow. So I know you're busy now and things are opening up.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your lead time as far as getting an appointment with you and then turnaround time for portraits?
So folks who book with us roughly 4 weeks out, 4 to 6 weeks out, we're booking in June now.
Wow.
And once we photograph you in 14 days time, you'll be at our studio for proofing and ordering. So it's in person image reviewing, samples and framing and all that stuff. So we provide a boutique experience versus just
Oh, good.
a guy with a camera in a park, and
Right.
and then you have this CD. No one really looks at CDs. It doesn't. Those days are gone. I mean,
Right.
you wanna, if you're looking for 1 or 2 great shots of images on the wall for the rest of your life, you want to come to us.
So you're doing the good old-fashioned way.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
love to hear that. So you've been with the Chamber for how long?
We've been involved with, we live in downtown City Harbor. We've been involved with Chamber for several years now, but we've been officially a member for about a year.
Very,
We've been
very
helping
nice.
Chamber for basically promote the city and stuff like that. And,
Sure.
and such.
I bet you do a lot of photography.
We do a lot of filming as well for as a hobby, not like you guys, to help the city. So we've been promoting the city. My wife and I have been promoting the city for about 5-6 years now.
Nice.
Just because we want to show how beautiful the city is.
It's such a great area. It really is. Now you say you've been living here too.
About 8 years now.
About 8 years.
Downtown, yes, ma'am.
Ah, very good. So you're close by. Where's your studio?
In downtown.
Downtown.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're right in the hub, the heartbeat.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, if you want to check this man out, please do so. He's Mr. Cameraman.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll be right back after this. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat and the pulse of the community here in the Tampa Bay area. We are today actually featuring the Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and I'm really excited to interview Paul Peiffer, who is with AFC
Urgent Care.
Urgent Care.
Yes.
Had a senior moment there.
Yeah,
How
that's
are
right.
you?
Fine, thank you.
I had a chance to actually get all the scoop just before this segment. So I'm going to let you talk to our viewers and tell everyone, how long have you had this urgent care?
We started this clinic in Clearwater, which is really close to Safety Harbor. We started in 2012. And so we've been in business for over 8 years. And basically what we do is we take care of everything that's non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. We do a lot of other special physicals. We do a variety of other things, weight loss programs, and so on. So we try to do a variety of different things for the community. And being open 7 days a week, it provides a lot of convenience medicine-wise to people in the area. I've been involved in Safety Harbor Chamber for 8 years, the first time we opened up. And I've been the chairman twice and been on the board for seven years for the chamber. So it's been a very good, close relationship between businesses and the benefits of being part of a chamber.
Absolutely. And in this urgent care world, especially in today's times, how's that affected you?
Yeah, it's been crazy. When the state shut down in March of last year, we were doing really well growth-wise, and then they shut down the state for a while, and our business just dropped off dramatically, just like everybody else's businesses.
Sure.
Whether it's restaurants and medical, whatever. Everybody hunkered down at home. So what we did was we started doing testing, antibody testing and COVID testing, and that just took off. Because there's such a pent-up demand for it. People thought they were sick back at the beginning of the year with the virus. They wanted to see if they have antibodies for it. We did a lot of antibody testing. We've done a lot of COVID testing. We've done thousands of COVID testing. And now it's starting to slow down a little bit, but you've got a lot more people traveling. And when you travel internationally, even to certain states, they require COVID tests to prove that you have a negative test within 72 hours of your travel.
That's really good information. You know, I swear I may have had COVID a year ago, November, a year ago this past Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Had so many symptoms. It was before anything was even being mentioned.
Right.
And I never got tested to see if I did have the antibodies. What does a person do if they think, like, if they're like me and they think maybe they need to get tested? They just come into the clinic?
Yeah, they just come in, no appointment, and just request that you want an antibody test. It's a small blood test, and then we send it out to our lab, and the results come back in 1 to 2 days, and then it'll tell you whether they have the antibodies. The same thing, if you had the virus recently, and you were tested positive, you'll establish the antibodies once you get well from the virus.
So what are you finding in this area of the antibodies? What are you finding as far as you hear so many stories, you don't know who to believe, what to believe, or anything. Does a person feel protected because they have those antibodies? And
yes, they don't know how long if you had the virus, how long those antibodies and the protection you will have as an individual. They're still trying to study that, but we believe that at least 4 to 6 months it provides some protection from what the CDC believes it is right now. And then the vaccines are coming out now, and the vaccines are going to provide greater protection. Again, they don't know how long the vaccines will last, whether it's a year or 6 months, or do you have to get it every year just like the flu shot? So they're still trying to study that, and then with the variants of the different strains of this virus that are happening, there's a lot of studies going on to figure out what the impact of that's going to be. But we'll be giving the vaccines here very shortly. The state of Florida is distributing the vaccines to clinics and stuff, and so we have an order placed with the state. So we're hoping to get the vaccines here very shortly and be able to do our part in providing vaccines for people who need it.
so you're really covering all those areas. If you think that maybe you have had the COVID in the past. You can come in and see if you have the antibodies, or you can get tested. And you're right here in Safety Harbor. Exactly where is your clinic?
Well, we're right across the street from Safety Harbor in Clearwater.
Okay.
So actually our address is Clearwater, but we're right across the street on McMullen Booth Road in the Bayside Bridge Shopping Plaza with Publix as their anchor. And we've been there since we started. So we're right across from Safety Harbor. Yeah,
So I want to ask you, this has been a crazy year, a year we've never ever seen before.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, we were just talking about this before the segment, people going to the urgent care versus going to the ER. Can you give our viewers an idea on, what to kind of keep in mind? I mean, the ER is my worst place. I just don't want to go there. And in the last year, I have had to take my husband there. You can't go in. I don't know how it is now going to the ER. So everybody's, they have their thoughts about it. What are some of the things that people are coming to you for?
Well, we're trying to publicize, and we do that as best we can, whether it's on social media or the websites, and that is to show that there is another option besides going to an ER. And the ER is really designed around life-threatening injuries and illnesses. And they're, when you really consider the percentage, it's relatively small from that standpoint. So basically what an urgent care does is supplement and reduce the unnecessary visits to urgent care, because we have on-site x-ray, we can do blood work, we can do an EKG on someone to check and see if there's issues with their heart. There's a lot of different things that we can do to minimize the unnecessary trips to the ER. And it's a benefit to not only the patient because of the time and the troubles you go through going into the ER, but also you save money, big time money.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the ER for something that you really are minor that you could have gone to the urgent care, your copay is at least going to be $200. And then if your deductibles ain't met, I mean, it could be thousands of dollars for something that you could have been treated in an urgent care for a fraction of that cost.
Of course.
And plus your time, we average less than an hour per visit.
I was just going to ask you about that. I mean, there's been times where you can be there like overnight still in the waiting room, unless depending if it's a life-threatening, urgent in the moment.
Yeah, and that's what the ER is designed for. They're designed for people who have heart attacks and strokes and things that are very serious and they're life-threatening, and that's what they're qualified to do. But if you just have a minor injury, I mean, you're wasting their time.
I was just going to say, if there's a whole lot of people going there as opposed to urgent care, when that can be addressed, it's highly recommended. And you do accept insurance.
Yeah.
So that's
we
good.
accept all the insurances. There isn't much we don't accept, including all the government insurances, the TRICARES, the Medicaid and Medicares. So we take care of everything. All the insurances that are available, including Canadian insurance. We have a large Canadian wintering Canadian citizens that live here, and so we actually take their insurance as well.
That's great. That's good to know. So you've been a member of the Chamber for a good while.
Yeah, we started, I joined right away because I thought that joining a chamber, and I joined other chambers as well, but Safety Harbor was so close to my clinic that I thought that would be good to network, get to know people in the community.
Sure.
Get people to know that who I am, where I'm at, what I do for a living. And so I immediately joined, and so they asked me to join the board relatively close after I joined because they needed some diversity in the board. And so I joined the board, and then a year later they asked me to be the chairman. So I was the chairman, and then last year they needed a chairman again, so they asked me to be on it again. But it's a good group of people. We have a cross-section of different businesses. We have the Phillies on the board, we have Baycare on the board, we have Chichi Rodriguez's golf course guy on the board. So we have a big diversity between medical, retail, restaurants, just a whole kind of a rainbow of different businesses, which is good because the chamber wants to be able to promote all the businesses and do events that help promote
Awesome.
the businesses in Clearwater and Safety Harbor.
It's so great to have you here on our show
Thank you.
today. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being with us. And if you need urgent care, check out ACU. And we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us today. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marvell Kelly. Thank you for joining us. We're here actually promoting the Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce. And we're right here in downtown Safety Harbor. And I happen to have, luckily enough, Susan Petersen with us.
How about that?
I know. How about that? Well, it's really great to have you come on board because you're president and CEO, a lot of experience. How long have you been with the Safety Harbor?
A little over 7 years now.
Very nice. Well, I'll tell you, you've really pulled things together. It has the pulse of my heartbeat in Safety Harbor.
Oh, that's so nice to know.
Well, there's so much to do here. I mean, we're actually here at the Candlelight Suites, and we were talking about how their business has grown, how the Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce has helped them. You engage with one another. The businesses are really hopping.
They are. It was just so nice to see actually new businesses opening
Yeah.
up when people thought businesses might be shutting down.
Right.
So that hasn't happened. And traffic on Main Street is getting busier all the time.
See, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That is such a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, I know last month when we interviewed and all, you were hoping that you would be opening up for some of the events that you've been waiting
I
for.
know.
We've all been waiting for. How's that going now at this point in time?
At this point, the topic that everyone wants to know about is Third Friday, and unfortunately, we just don't know yet with some of the new rules put on by the county about large-scale events. I don't know when we'll be able to close Main Street for an event, but we are planning our big event in May at the Waterfront Park.
Okay.
So we're very thankful to have that space. And we will be able to comply with county safety precautions, and we're planning to have that event.
Very good. So
Yeah.
a little bit at a time here.
Yeah.
But I find it so fascinating. Everyone we've been interviewing lately has been new businesses that opened up either before COVID or in the midst, and they're still thriving and striving. So it's an exciting time for everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So what else is going on that you can think of? I know you're going in all kinds of different directions.
Well, because we had to cancel some major fundraisers last year, we are trying to fundraise as much as we can. We have a brand new event for us coming on Monday night, March 22nd at the Crooked Thumb Brewery. It's called Bites and Brews Benefit. And that's benefiting our Safety Harbor Chamber Foundation. And also Ready for Life is going to benefit from it, and we're really excited about that. We have some of our restaurants participating. There'll be great food. There are still a few tickets left. We are limiting the number of tickets to allow for proper social distancing, but there are some left.
I think we interviewed someone last month for this, if I'm not mistaken.
It could be.
Yeah, that is exciting. And what was the date on that again?
It's Monday, March 22nd.
Monday. What's the hours?
It's from 6 to 9,
6 to 9, okay.
and you can buy tickets at safetyharborchamber.com.
Okay. And how much are the tickets?
It's $35 a person, and there's sampling of restaurant food from 8 different restaurants, Safety Harbor restaurants, and Cash Bar by Crooked Thumb Brewery. Yeah, and we're having a
Nice.
silent auction too.
Oh, very good. See,
Yeah.
this is music to my ears.
Yeah. It's kind of a mini version of what we used to be able to do. Taste of Safety Harbor was a big event.
Oh, yes, it was.
Every year.
Yeah.
So this it's kind of a takeoff on it, and it uses a great outdoor space, Crooked Thumb Brewery. Yeah.
There are so many great outdoor spaces there. I mean, you could just go door to door to door to door and just have a field day. In fact, we were talking about that, how the town, when it's opened up and all, staying here at the Suites, you're like minutes away.
Oh yeah, right
And
around
that's
the corner.
such a selling point for people coming here. And people are actually coming here to stay at the hotel locally. Local yokels that are coming here and maybe 5 minutes away. And, you know, if they don't know what's happening in Safety Harbor, the hotel shares that with them.
Great.
So
yeah,
that
it's
is
a great
good.
space here.
Yeah,
We love it.
absolutely. So what else is going on?
We're also planning a golf tournament in April 24th at Chichi Rodriguez Golf Club. That was a great event that we did last November, so we're going to do it again. And we're excited about that. Another outdoor event that we can have.
And when's that again?
April 24th,
April
Saturday,
24th.
at Chichi Rodriguez Golf Club.
Okay, that's golf. So we've got those two outdoor events.
And then May 22nd and 23rd is our big art and seafood on the waterfront. It's fine art and great local seafood. And we have some really nice entertainment this year. Saturday night, we have the Black Honkies performing on stage from 7 to 9. And then we have on Sunday, Sweet Lick performing from 4 to 6.
I bet that is going to be a huge turnout.
It's the perfect setting for this event. You know, hopefully the weather will cooperate and it'll be another good one for us.
And the date on that?
May 22nd and 23rd.
Oh, 2 days. Good. Very
days,
good.
yeah.
That's really good that you're able to do the Fine Arts Festival.
Yes.
Oh,
we have
that's
high hopes for that.
fabulous. Fabulous. And you have a lot of local artists in the area,
We
too.
have a lot of locals in the area, but this festival draws them from all over the country.
Does it, like
Yes,
from where?
It's a juried fine art.
Ah.
They're from, you know, up north, out west. Yeah. And
You know, and that's a lot to go through, you know, after the COVID and having to get tested and stuff like that. So I'm guessing that you'll probably still have a good turnout because people are ready to get out and get moving and do things.
we have more artists applied to be in it this year than ever. I think they're all, like you said, dying to get out, dying to be a part of something. And the jury is now working for the next week to select the artists. And
Nice.
we're excited about the quality of art that will be there.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear about that. And so coming fall, I mean, I know you guys have to plan far out. And
Oh, yeah.
then with the restrictions in here, you have to adhere to all of that. So it sounds like, I mean, you're doing well and moving forward, doing what you have to do.
We are. You have to think outside the box a little bit, but we're doing it. We do have a huge event that we traditionally do in October that we're planning, which is outdoor on Main Street. So hopefully we'll be able to continue plans with that. That's our big Harbor Sounds Fall Fest on Main
Okay.
in October.
That's going to be really nice because it's a nice weather in October.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes it gets
it's
a
hot,
little warm.
but we manage.
But you know what? I don't know. Even I'm bothered by the heat. Even I don't mind just spraying myself down with clear water and just going out and just being outside. There's just something so grateful about that and
Yes,
being to do
we're
so.
fortunate. We were talking about that just the other day at the chamber, how Main Street has so many outdoor restaurants where you can come out and do, you know, where the people up north, you know, they're still cooped inside.
I know.
We're very fortunate to have our weather and our outdoor seating.
Well, I don't know, but there's a lot of those northerners coming down here
There
looking
are.
for real estate because they are done and over it. Thing
Yeah,
is
sure.
we don't have a whole lot available, but come on down anyway. We'll take you on tours in Safety Harbor. And I love the fact that you mentioned that there are a lot of restaurants that are open and beautifully open. If you could see some of the restaurants that is just so tastefully decorated and following the social distance rules and guidelines and all of that, you know, we just make it work.
Yes.
We
Yes.
just make it work to be able to get out there and visit with friends. It's a different feeling anymore.
Safety Harbor's been very resilient to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a family within the town here. And
Yeah,
I
it
know
is.
you. How many members do you have with Safety Harbor?
We're about 320 members.
Are you? Very nice. And with all these new businesses opening, it's obviously increased in spite of the pandemic,
Right,
COVID, all
right.
of that.
That's right.
Yeah, survival is very good. Being able to strive and thrive. Haven't seen any closed doors in there when I.
No,
No. So that's fabulous. So you're a little busy these days?
just a little.
What keeps you
we-
busy?
we
What's
have
a
a-
day in your life?
Oh my gosh. You know, you're answering many, 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 many emails. We're serving 320 members with what they need. We're planning actually 5 events right now are on our plate. And we're a staff of 2. We do rely on volunteers that help us run the visitor center, which is nice. They kind of greet people as they come in and let us have time to do our work. But we're doing it.
You are doing it. I never realized how important the Chamber of Commerce's are till we started doing these chamber shows, and that's been 7.5 years ago. You would be amazed at what you can find out through your local chamber. And if you know of anybody that's thinking of opening a business or trying to get out there and reach more people, and you live in this area, contact Susan, contact the visitor center over here at Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce. You will be so delighted that you did. And it's amazing all of the press that you get locally from businesses, over 300 members. That's nothing to sneeze about. No wonder you're so busy, girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, we're just all about connecting people with the people they need to be doing business with. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Connections are critical today, as you know. So I hope that you will check out Safety Harbor and come on down here, see if we can't find homes and suites for you right here at the Candlelight Suite Hotel.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. Safety Harbor's where it's at.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on My Chamber TV. We'll see you next time.